So after World War II, Muncie was considered a perfect example of a modern industrialized city. Around 1950, like many other families at the time, my grandfather migrated up here from Macquarie County, Kentucky, with his family in tow, and he worked at Warner Gear until he retired. My dad got hired on at Westinghouse in the early 1960s, and he worked there for 30 years as an electrician. His job was to help wire the coils inside of the massive transformers that were used to build the power grid that supplied electricity to the cities all around the world. So, growing up, everyone I knew either had a father or a grandfather working at one of the big four factories. These were Westinghouse, Chevrolet, Warner Gear, and Delco Remy. There were plenty of other options as well, like Indiana Bridge, Indiana Steel and Wire, and the Ball Brothers. As kids, we didn't think much about going to college because every one of us had the expectation that we would have a guaranteed factory position straight out of high school. Because of these being union jobs, they would come with great pay, great benefits, and a great pension after retirement. That all got turned upside down in the mid-'80s when NAFTA was signed and the factories started moving away. And everything just seemed to crumble after that.
While some factories have been razed and demolished, others still stand. These factories are monumental, and even their remaining parking lots take up a considerable amount of space. This space could be better utilized by the city to do something beneficial for its citizens. As of now, many of these lots take up space and are left to rot away and fester. They do not provide anything to Muncie other than being a considerable eyesore. They take up space, and there is no money or jobs to be found in these lots. Muncie now suffers from something called broken window syndrome, where decay begets decay and leads to an increase in crime, family violence, suicide, drug and alcohol abuse, and loss of faith in institutions such as the government, business, unions, and churches. Deindustrialization does not have to be the end of the middle town of America, and there is still time to save Muncie. By sprucing up our infrastructure, fixing up blighted lots, and making Muncie an attractive place to live that is easy for businesses to settle down in, it can once more be a place where people thrive. Already, some factory jobs have returned to Muncie in the form of Canpack and Magnacore, and by continuing to make reformations to the town, it could once more be a bustling and busy place for work.